Hello, my name is Michael Losier. I'm the author of the best-selling book, Law of Attraction. This audio podcast is for home sellers and realtors that want to use Law of Attraction to, frankly, sell their homes or attract customers and clients and buyers and sellers to their business, and you can do that using Law of Attraction. I briefly want to say before you listen to today's podcast that my book, Law of Attraction, is divided into two sections. The first section is how to stop attracting what you don't want. That's really important. Matter of fact, before you can start attracting what you do want, you need to stop attracting what you don't want. Then the second part of my book is the deliberate attraction formula. In other words, there's a three-part formula that you can use to deliberately apply Law of Attraction to your life. You need to follow the 3 steps. So today I'm giving away for free the very first step. It's very important, and it's a good audio on its own. The first audio is step 1, identify what you desire. But before I teach that, I want to teach you what Law of Attraction is, how it works, why you may be attracting things that you don't want, because I know that you might be doing that, how Law of Attraction can change that, and to introduce you to the 3-step formula and give you the tools and the worksheets so you can use Law of Attraction to shift your vibe and energy around the client that you're getting. So enjoy the very first step 1 of the 3-step process. For those of you that are interested in purchasing the 3-step of all 3 audios, and for free, get the downloaded worksheets to go with this audio, the address is in the very top of the link below this video. Also, I want to let you know, part of this free podcast series, I have a 3-part series which includes the first part for free for unemployment, for abundance, for direct sales, for business and clients, for the 3-part Law of Attraction module, and 2 more, how to teach Law of Attraction and how to use Law of Attraction for relationships. If you enjoyed this, just do another search on YouTube for Michael Losier podcast series, and you will find other series in this Step 1 series on how to apply Law of Attraction. Enjoy today's audio.
Hello, this is Michael Losier. I'm the author of the book Law of Attraction, and welcome to class number 1 of Home Sellers and Realtors, how to use Law of Attraction to sell that house. Now, Law of Attraction, of course, is something that I use every day in my business, and I use it to attract things that I need and resources and people, so I know that it can be used in any business. And matter of fact, I've had a lot of success teaching realtors how to sell homes and attract the ideal buyer and customer and mortgage brokers and all the other resources that are needed to run a nice, profitable business, and using Law of Attraction to attract all of those resources that are needed. So today I'm going to be teaching you what is Law of Attraction. And the first step in stop attracting things that you don't want. You see, a lot of you might be learning about Law of Attraction and finding out there's promises to attract this and promises to attract that and promises to attract this. It's almost virtually impossible to attract something if you haven't stopped attracting the negative things first. So today's call is the first call of a 3-part series. In class number 2 and 3, we're going to have students on the line. They're going to be working through the processes similar to today, and we'll have students with us in the next 2 classes. So first I want to give you the definition for Law of Attraction. It states, I attract to my life and business whatever I give my attention, energy, and focus to. And you're thinking, wow, I need to give it attention, energy, and focus? And it's like, no, they all mean the same thing. You see, if I give something my attention, that means I'm focusing on it. And if I'm focusing on it, that means I'm giving it my energy. And if I'm giving it my energy, that means I'm giving it my attention. So why do I use 3 words? Well, different people like different words to mean different things. Although they mean all the same things, maybe you resonate or it feels better to hear the word energy or focus or attention, but guess what? They all mean the same thing. And you're thinking, I only need to give it attention, energy, and focus, and I can attract it? Well, the answer is yes. However, here's the rest of the definition, whether wanted or unwanted. So in other words, you can attract to your life or business whatever you give your attention to, whether wanted or unwanted. And you're thinking, well, that's not very fair of Law of Attraction. Well, guess what? Law of Attraction is not a person or a thing. It's a law. It's a universal rule. And right now, it's eavesdropping. I mean, I can't even prove Law of Attraction to anybody. I can't even prove that I can't put it in a test tube or a Petri dish and say, here's Law of Attraction. Do you believe me now? But I can make this promise. when you follow the teachings I'm going to teach you today and you start to see differences in what you're attracting, you might catch yourself saying, well, this is just a coincidence, or this is serendipitous or synchronicity, or this is fate or karma, or everything just fell into place. When you catch yourself using those words over the next couple of days, you're really describing evidence of law of attraction. So when you say, you know what, this is such a coincidence, I just attracted an ideal seller today, you say, oh, so when you said it's a coincidence, you really could have said, this is so law of attraction. So my job today is to teach you what law of attraction is, how it works, why you're attracting things that you are attracting in your real estate business, and more importantly, how to stop attracting what you don't want and start attracting what you do want. So first, I said the definition says whatever you give your attention, energy, and focus to, whether negative or positive, or whether unwanted or whether wanted. And in the vibrational world, there's only two kinds of vibrations, positive ones and negative ones. And I'm thinking, well, what's the word vibration? What does that mean? Well, we don't use the word vibration often, but we do use the abbreviated version by using the word vibe. Matter of fact, we say someone's putting off a negative vibe, or this room has a good vibe, or this hotel has a nice vibe. We use the word vibe to describe a mood or a feeling. So instead of saying, hey, she gives off a good vibe, we could say, yeah, I pick up a good feeling from her. So we use the word vibe to describe a mood or a feeling. And right now, everybody has a mood or a feeling. Even if you don't even know that you do, right now you have a mood or a feeling, and that mood or feeling is either negative or positive, and now you're sending off or putting off a negative or positive vibe, and you're not even doing it on purpose. Right now, what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're looking at, what you're doing is causing you to have a mood or a feeling, even if you deny having one, and there's only two kinds, positive and negative. So that means I'm sending a vibe right now just like you are. Wouldn't it be nice if we had a handheld vibrational meter reader or an application on our phone to be able to test our vibes? Or how about meeting a buyer for the first time, or a mortgage broker, or a banker, or a seller, and you would use the vibe to find out what their vibe is. You say, oh, I'm not going near them. But we don't have an application or a handheld vibe meter. But guess what? You have one inside of you, and it's called your vibrational meter reader. It's metering or measuring the vibrations that you're picking up, and guess what? It's called your feelings. How you feel about that interaction is the vibe that you're picking up and sending. I know that you know, because I did it in the past. I would have a client or customer just to see their name. You're thinking, oh, this person brings me down, or you would get a feeling. And other times you look at another person's name just to see their name, and then you would say, I love working with this person. And so in other words, what you see and what you remember causes you to have a mood or a feeling. And ideally, we don't want to have negative vibrations. How come? Guess what? In comes law of attraction. Law of attraction is this universal energy around us, and right now it's eavesdropping. I say it's just universal energy. It's eavesdropping on our vibration, and it's unfolding and orchestrating to match it, whether it's negative or positive. So I know it's not you, but it could be somebody you know, certainly in the industry, wakes up first thing Monday morning, they're a little bit cranky or irritated, and they're laying in bed thinking, oh, I don't feel like showing houses today. What a waste of time. In other words, a little story, and now they're negative, and now law of attraction's in their bedroom, picked up on the negative vibration, and now unfolds and orchestrates more, and they get up out of bed, and they notice the client cancels, and they complain about that, and their printer breaks down, and they have car problems, and the first client's late, and problem with the keys when they go to show the client the suite, and it goes on and on and on. And sometimes they say, I should have stayed in bed today. Well, I'm sure you or somebody you know has tried to stay in bed for the day because of negative stuff, but guess what? It usually gets worse and worse and worse. How come? Because law of attraction was checking your vibration. Oh, oops, not yours, the other person. Checking their vibration and matching it. Checking their vibration and matching it. Checking their vibration and matching it. I know you all probably had this kind of experience where the day got worse and worse and worse, where one person counts and another person counts. There's one hassle at this house that you've shown, and the next one has a hassle. You say, what's going on today? Guess what? It's law of attraction at work. Boy, I'd love it if law of attraction knew better. But law of attraction is not very smart. It's just obedient. And it matches vibrations, whether positive or negative. This is so important that you hear and get this today. What you're sending out vibrationally is what's getting matched by law of attraction. It doesn't decide whether it's good or bad for you, or whether you want it or don't want it, or whether it's healthy or not healthy. Law of attraction is not a decider. It's a matcher. Listen up. Are you curious? about the vibes that you're sending in your business, about attracting buyers and sellers and finances and referrals? Are you curious about that? If you're curious and you want to know what the vibration is that you're sending about your ideal buyers and sellers, what are you attracting? It's a perfect match. Oh, do you want to know the vibration that you're sending about getting referrals? Oh, check your referral list and see how that's working for you. Here's the rule. I didn't create it. I'm just teaching it. If you've attracted it, you have had to have sent the vibration that created it. So you think, well, I didn't put the vibe out there that I wanted to have no clients this month, and I didn't put the vibe out there that I wanted to attract buyers that couldn't get financing. Well, I know you didn't do it on purpose, but the rule is the rule. The question is, what were you doing that was causing you to send the vibration of what you were attracting? Because we say, well, I didn't put the vibration out there that I wanted to have a really high taxing, high maintenance client that drove me all over town and, all that complaining about that last client you were trying to find a home for. I didn't put that out there. Well, you didn't put it out there, but in your observation of it and your experience of it caused you to send the vibration of it. And then when you sent the vibration of it, the obedient law of attraction was eavesdropping on your vibration and said, this person is sending the vibration of a high-taxing, high-maintenance client, and law of attraction says, I don't know whether they want that or not. That's not my job. I'm just going to match it. So then you get another one, and you get another one, and you get another one. So the question is, what were you doing that caused you to do that? Now, I want you to, if you're taking notes, and this will be the first time I'm going to get you to take some notes, so have a pen and paper ready, and I'm going to ask you to draw 4 boxes, almost the size of a match carton, from the left side of your page to the right. So 4 boxes, and you can number them 1, 2, 3, 4, number 1 being on the far left. Now, I'm going to explain to you why it is that you're attracting what you're attracting just because of the words you're using. Box number 1, in box number 1, write the word words. So box number 1 is just a box of words. And imagine you're going to reach inside the box of words and pull out a bunch of words and string them together. And now those strung together bunch of words now form a what? A thought. So go to box number 2, and I got a box of thoughts. So thoughts are just made up of words. It's just a collection of words that created a thought. When I'm thinking about something, I could be getting a picture of it or listening or hearing it, but it's made up of words. So my thoughts are made up of words. Now I'm going to hold the thought. And as I have any thought, it causes me to send a what? A vibe. Let's go to box number 3. I have a vibe in here. Underneath the word vibe, draw the positive and negative symbol. So now the thoughts that I'm thinking are causing me to send a vibe. In other words, I have feelings, either negative or positive, from the things that I'm thinking. And remember, there's only 2 kinds. There's positive vibes and negative vibes. So if we work backwards, and I thought, wow, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I got a good vibe going on. And then I would back up a box and I would say, what are you thinking about? And I'm thinking, I'm thinking about that great hiking trip that I had and with the lunch we had and just being in the sun and near the water. And in other words, all the thoughts that I'm thinking and the words that I'm using are in alignment to the thought. They're all positive words. So the words that I'm using are creating the thoughts that I'm thinking. The thoughts that I'm thinking are creating the vibe that I'm sending. And now there's a 4th box today you're learning. Now the 4th box is now let's reach inside the vibe box and let's pull out a positive vibe. I'm thinking, wow, I've got a positive vibe about this. Well, what does law of attraction do to it? Oh, it's a 2-word job description. Write this on the bottom of the page. Match vibrations. That's the job of law of attraction. Match vibrations. So now you pull out a positive vibe from your vibe box, or you're having or holding a positive vibe. Law of attraction, checking, matches it. And then what do you get in box number 4? Write the word results. What kind of results are there? Well, there's positive results and negative results. Well, let's go inside your results box. Let's take a look at that. So let's put out a positive result. I'm thinking, you know what? I am closing lots of good homes this month, and I'm picking up ideal clients, and so you can tell by the results that you're getting. Well, where did those results come from? Well, what was the vibration that you were sending? Well, the vibration that you were sending were ideal home sellers and home buyers, and in other words, and those thoughts and the words. I know that you're understanding this. You see, when you attract something that you really like, there's a lot to be said for celebrating it and getting excited about it and bragging about it. So imagine today that you sold an ideal home, or you met an ideal buyer or seller, or an ideal referral. What if you talked about it to yourself or to somebody for 5 minutes and said, you know what, I got the best ideal client today. They were this and this and this. And as you're describing them using those words, it's causing you to have a feeling about it. Matter of fact, you can feel your excitement when you're describing the ideal client. So when you're describing this ideal client, now you're sending the ideal vibration. And when you send the ideal vibration, law of attraction, checking, and matching it. So first tip is to spend more time celebrating everything that's in alignment to what you like, and everything that you attract and say, ooh, I like this, ooh, I like that. When you do that, it causes you to use words and thoughts. It causes you to send the vibration, which causes law of attraction to catch it when you're sending it. But here's why I really want you to learn this piece. What if you reached in the results box and you pulled out results that you didn't like? So let's pull out the results of you selling homes this month. Are you attracting buyers or sellers or referrals in your real estate and home buying, selling business? And, oh, it's not very good. Oh, the economy's bad. People aren't buying, blah, blah, blah. All those words, all those stories cause you to send a vibration. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this, but here's what I want you to hear. It's none of your business what other realtors are doing. And it's none of your business what's happening in other cities and other states around realtors. That's their vibration. Your job is to mind your own. I mean, what if you didn't know about the economy when it's good or bad? What if you didn't know about statistics on how many houses sold this week? That's none of your business. As soon as you make it your business, you make it your vibration. And when you make it your vibration, law of attraction matches it. I know successful realtors that don't go to the real estate networking meetings. How come? Because they're always talking about the negative stuff. And he's fussy about what he likes to hear. He's very careful about what he includes in his ears, those words. He doesn't like to read the reports that talk about the doom and gloom and all the problems. Why would you do that? Why would you include that vibration on purpose? Okay, let's look at your 4 boxes. Let's go to the vibe box, and let's read all kinds of stuff about how bad the industry is next week or next month or last month. Let's read how bad that is. Does that cause you to send a vibration? You bet it is. We read it, we get worried, and we become doubtful. And law of attraction doesn't know you're reading the latest bad news about realtor sales. Doesn't know that. It's just matching it. Mind your vibration. Now, I'm going to tell you the secret about why you're attracting things that you don't want. There's 3 words in your word box that are causing you to attract things that you don't want. Here is your homework between now and the rest of your life, is to eliminate these 3 words. So I want you to draw 3 more boxes underneath those boxes. The 3 words are don't, not, and no. Don't, not, and no. Here's what happens. Every time I use the word don't, not, and no, in that very moment, it causes me to send and give attention to what I don't want. So if I said, oh, I don't want this next client to be taxing, or I don't want them to be high maintenance, well, guess what? I just gave attention to taxing and high maintenance. Oh, I don't want this meeting to be difficult. I don't want their financing to fall through. I don't want this to be difficult. Don't forget, don't slam the door. Don't picture the Statue of Liberty. Every time I tell you what not to do, you cannot not give it attention, energy, and focus. Every time I tell you what not to do, you give it attention, energy, and focus, even if you don't want to. Don't think of a Hawaiian palm tree. I know that you know that I know that you did. How about when your friends say, well, don't be embarrassed? Well, guess what? You just got embarrassed. Or said, well, I wasn't until you brought it up. How many times are you using the word don't, not, and no today? And you're not sure what I mean? Go to the Internet and type in the word no football and see what shows up. The Internet doesn't understand the word don't, not, and no. It actually brings you more of what you said you didn't want. Go type in no football and see what shows up. Well, when you order something from the restaurant, you don't tell them all the things that you don't want. I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this. So we need to learn to eliminate the word don't, not, and no. On your piece of paper, draw a circle the size of a golf ball, and inside the circle, write the word reset, R-E-S-E-T. Guess what you just drew? A reset button. Put your finger on the reset button. Here's the big deal for today. I'm going to teach you how to reset your negative results to positive results. Let's go to the 4 boxes again. Now I go to my results box, and I'm going to pull out a negative result. And I'm getting negative results around referrals. I'm not getting them. They just stopped. And I'm noticing that they stopped. And in my noticing that they stopped, it's causing me to give attention, energy, and focus about stopping referrals. And guess what? I'm getting what I'm vibrating. I can reset that. Well, how do you do that? We love a reset button. You know, when we press a reset button, it resets it and refixes it. So let's reset the results that you're getting in one area. How do you do that? Go to box number 4. If I want to reset my results, I need to reset go back a box, I need to reset my vibration. And if I want to reset my vibration, I need to reset my thoughts. And if I want to reset my thoughts, I need to reset back up a box, my words. Remember, the words you're using are causing you to have the sentences that are forming as a thought, and those thoughts are causing vibes. So the words inside that box, write the word don't, not, and no. Underneath the word words, don't, not, and no. Now put the international do not use symbol through them, like a no smoking symbol. Do not use the word don't, not, and no. Every time you use the word don't, not, and no, you gave attention and energy to focus what you didn't want to focus on, and now you get more of it. Some of you are attracting something, and you're looking at it, and you're saying, well, that's exactly what I said I didn't want. I've been saying all week I didn't want that. Look what showed up. It's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Guess what? You were right. Matter of fact, you created it that way. So when you point at something and say, that's exactly what I didn't want, you can also say, what a good attractor I am. Law of attraction matched my vibration perfectly. Remember, the job description for law of attraction is two words, match vibrations. So I'm going to introduce you to the 3-step formula. You know, this part that you learned so far today is very important. This part that you learned was to stop attracting negative things. This is your homework. And your homework between now and the rest of your life is to eliminate and reduce the words don't, not, and no. And every time you catch yourself using the word don't, not, and no, here's the reset sentence. Write it down. So what do I want? So let's test this. Don't forget. It's I just said don't forget. So what do I want? Remember. If you have kids, you might say, don't forget your homework. And you'll hear Michael Losier's voice in your head say, so what do you want? And you'll say, remember your homework. Don't spill your milk. What do I want? Drink your milk carefully. Don't slam the door. What do I want? Close the door carefully. I don't want my clients to cancel. I don't want them to be negative. I don't want them to be taxing. I don't want them to be high maintenance. Every time you use the word don't, not, and no, you just gave attention, energy, and focus to that which you didn't want to give attention, energy, and focus to. But now you'll hear my voice in your head say, so what do I want? And here's what happens. When I go from what I don't want to what I do want, the words change. And when the words change, you know what else changes? The vibration. I'll look at the 4 boxes. When the words change, the thoughts change, the vibration changes, and when the vibration changes, the results change. So when you go from what you don't want to what you do want, you have different words, and now you're sending a different vibration. And the best news of all is you can only have one vibration at a time, and now you're sending the vibration of the way you want that meeting to be. Some of you are preceding, that's P-R-E-S-E-E-D-I-N-D, like a seed. You are preceding vibrationally on the way to the meeting. Oh, I don't want this to be a high-maintenance client, and I hope they don't drag out, and I hope they're not too negative. And as you're precede, these are vibrational seeds that you're planting, and then when you get there, you're thinking, oh, this is exactly what I didn't want. Well, guess what? Congratulations, you're a perfect matcher. You're getting your vibrations matched perfectly. So here's the very first part again, is stop attracting negative things. This is going to be a process for you to eliminate the words don't, not, and no. You are going to catch yourself using and saying them. That's okay. That's part of the process. Now I'm going to introduce you to the 3-step formula. On audio number 2, you're going to do step 2, and audio number 3, you're going to do step 3. Today I'm going to introduce you to the 3-step formula. So I'd like you to write this down. The deliberate attraction formula. The deliberate attraction formula. So why is it called deliberate? Well, you see, law of attraction is existing anyway. Even if you're not doing anything, you're getting what you're vibrating, not even doing anything on purpose. But I'm teaching you today, over the next 2 audios, how to be a deliberate sender of vibrations. In other words, if you look at the 4 boxes again, I'm going to teach you how to deliberately send the vibe of what you want so you can attract it. That makes you a deliberate attractor. Even listening to this audio and deliberately changing the words don't, not, and no to so what do I want makes you a deliberate attractor. But here's the formula on how to attract what you want. Step number 1, identify my desire. Step number 1 is identify my desire. You're thinking, well, that's easy. Well, guess what? Most people don't know what they want, but they really know what they don't want. And guess what? That's good news. We're going to cover that today. Step number 2 is give my desire attention. And you're thinking, well, what does that mean? Why do I need to give my desire attention? Well, that's the rule of law of attraction. Law of attraction says whatever you give your attention, energy, and focus to, you'll get more of it. So if you build a list of what you want, then you need to give it attention. But some of you have built a list and put it in your sock drawer. Some of you have built this list and it's in the back file folder in your filing cabinet. Well, law of attraction isn't matching it there. You need to be sending the vibration of what you desire. So the next audio, I'm going to teach you how to do that. And then there's step number 3 of the three-step process. Step number 3 is allow it. Or you could put the word allowing. So it's allow it. In other words, you're going to be placing an order. It's like a vibrational catalog. Step number 1, it says, law of attraction, here's what I'd like to attract. I'm very clear. I did step 1. Here's my clarity. And I'm going to give the vibe of it. I'm going to give it attention, energy, and focus. And some of you have been doing that already. You've been talking about what you want. You've been making collages. You've been visualizing. You've been praying. You've been doing affirmations. And you've been giving it lots of attention, but you haven't been allowing it. In other words, you've been placing the order, but not opening the door when the order is delivered. It's outside your door. Everything's outside the door. You just need to allow it in. Audio number 3, really important, all about all the steps and tools and exercises you're going to need to allow it. But today is all about getting clear about what you want. So in my book, I develop processes and worksheets. And the reason why I like a formula is because you can use it over and over and over again. So today we're going to do a quick little example about my ideal client. And this might be your ideal buyer. We'll just say it's going to be an ideal buyer. Now, you need to understand what ideal buyer is, but some people don't know. They say, oh, I want lots of them. Well, no, you don't. Not if they're all high maintenance. You want ideal ones. That's why I'm using the word ideal. So step number 1, we're going to use a worksheet called Clarity Through Contrast. So take a blank piece of paper, draw a line down the middle from the top to the bottom, so you just split the page in half. On the top of the left-hand column, write contrast with a little negative symbol in brackets beside it. So the left-hand column, we're going to build a list of contrast. That means negative things. And the right-hand side is going to be clarity. And there's a positive symbol. Left-hand side is contrast, negative sign. Right-hand side is clarity. Now put a title on the very top, right? My ideal buyer. My ideal buyer. And guess what? You can do my ideal seller, my ideal web designer, my ideal office staff, my ideal assistant, my ideal financer, my ideal promotional opportunity, my ideal referral. I do that in my business. I've done one of these for all the areas. So I want you to pre-number 1 to 10 under contrast. So 1, 2, 3, pre-number 1 to 10. We're just doing 10 today because it fits on a page. If you can do 20, you can finish the sentence. The more contrast that I get, the more what I'll get. Well, the more clarity. So clarity is a positive vibration because clarity sounds like this. Oh, I want the red one. That's the one I want. Can you hear the vibration when I get clear about something? Here's a little secret for you to understand. The best way to know what you do want is to know what you don't want. So we're going to do that. We're just going to do 5, for example. Let's go to number 1. And let's pretend we're interviewing a realtor friend that's having real challenges finding buyers, or when they find the buyers, they don't really like them. So we're in a coffee shop. We take a placemat, the old-fashioned cafe with the placemat. We tore the placemat off. We drew a line down the middle. We're going to interview your friend and say, friend, realtor friend, tell me some of the things that you're attracting right now about buyers. Maybe not even using that word. And they said, well, they don't get good they can't get financing. So number 1, right, can't get financing. Oh, that's pretty bad. Well, what else don't you like about some of the buyers that you've been attracting? Well, number 2, well, they don't show up for meetings or show up late. So number 2 is they don't show up for meetings or show up late. All my clients are doing that. Well, what else don't you like? I'm finding they're too bossy. They're not very pleasant. So they're too bossy. They're not pleasant. Okay, well, of course, you and I are sitting across the table in the coffee shop, and you know what we're saying to ourselves? No wonder you're getting what you're getting. Listen to the words and the vibration that you're sending. If law of attraction is eavesdropping on our realtor friend's vibration, it's picking up that, they're buyers, they can't get financing, they don't show up, or they're always late for meetings, and they're too bossy, and they're too pleasant. Law of attraction can only match that vibration. I know that you're understanding the loop here. You get what you vibrate. We don't even need to do any more of this. Again, the more contrast that you come up with, the more clarity. This will be your homework before you listen to call number 2, is build the list of all the contrast to get the clarity. How do I get to clarity? How do I go from what I don't want to what I do want? Oh, guess what? There's that famous Michael Losier question. Let's ask it. So what do I want? So in between the words contrast and clarity, write the sentence, so what do I want? So let's take the first thing. We asked your friend, so you keep attracting buyers that can't get financing, so what do you want? And they'd say, well, I'd like them to be finance ready. So let's go to the clarity side. And the clarity is that they are finance ready. They're ready to turn the switch on. Let's cross off can't get financing. We don't want to observe that anymore. Number 2, you've been telling me that the buyers, they don't really show up for meetings or they show up late. So what do you want? Oh, I would like prompt, reliable, on-time buyers. Okay, great. Good. You see how when you go from what you don't want, the words change? When the words change, the vibration changes. Cross off number 2. They don't show up. We don't need to observe that any longer. And the third one, well, I heard you said that you keep attracting buyers that are too bossy and they're not very pleasant. So what do you want? Oh, that's easy. I'd like them to be kind. I'd like them to be helpful. I'd like them to be positive. Okay, great. Cross off too bossy. Now, I want you to hear the impact of this worksheet. It's very important. When you go from what you don't want to what you do want, the words change. And when the words change, the vibration changes. And when the vibration changes, your results change. If you were to rip off that piece of paper and fold it in half and only look at the right-hand side, you would read this. My ideal buyer is finance ready. They are prompt and reliable and on-time meetings. They're kind and they're helpful and they're positive and they're generous and they actually give me good referrals. You'll birth lots more clarity. Just by those 3 negative things, look at the clarity we birth. And you're thinking, wow, I want one of those. Well, this is only step 1. You have to apply step 2 and step 3. So your homework is to complete as many pieces of contrast for your ideal buyer as possible, or you might want to do your ideal seller or ideal referral, whatever you want to do. You can do all of them, but stick with one through this 3-step process and get the clarity. Remember, step 1 in the 3-step process is get the clarity. Clarity, and that's what you've got on the right-hand side. So some of you will have after doing this exercise, might have a meeting with a potential client. And then after or a potential buyer or whatever you're working on, and you might notice that there's some of the things on your list and thinking, wow, this is such a coincidence. This person is really kind and positive. I kind of like that. Remember, celebrate what you like when you have that meeting because you're in the process of unfolding the ideal client. This is the very first step. You've got 2 more steps to go. This step will change the words, and it'll change the vibration, and now you'll start to attract things that are in alignment. Good. So just a reminder, you have a reset button, and you can reset what you don't like that you're attracting by resetting the vibration. And you can reset the vibration by resetting the thoughts and the words by eliminating the words don't, not, and no. So your homework is, between now and the rest of your life, is to eliminate and reduce the words don't, not, and no. And when you catch yourself using them, quickly say, so what do I want? And when you go from what you don't want to what you do want. And I can promise you, when you stop attracting negative things, your real estate business will change. Your clients will change, your customers will change, your buyers and sellers, and you will see the change in them. And the change in them is reflecting the change in your vibration. And I'll close with today's note. The only way to get a different result is to send a different vibration. And you, my friend, learned that today. It's very important. How do I do that? You did it today with the Clarity Through Contrast exercise. So enjoy the process and get ready for the experience on audio number 2. Again, my name is Michael Losier. I'm glad that you joined me today on How to Sell This House 3-part audio series.